And, well, I got a transcript, Councilor Keogh, of your comments to KOIN video clip. It's dated April 19th, 2011. And in that clip, Montoya says, Kehoe says the mayor's law firm stands to make money if the deal goes through, but that's not the only problem. And then at the council meeting on April 19th, 2011, you said that, let's see if I can get this right. You said that I had a conflict of interest because I'm a partner of a law firm that would benefit financially from this project moving forward. And unless I'm correct, based upon our conversation today over the telephone, you have no facts to support that contention.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I actually have some questions for you. You furnished a letter to us after the streetcar vote from the Oregon Ethics Division, and in that, they actually state, question, in your capacity as a public official participating in activities related to the proposed Metro Council Transit project between Portland and Lake Oswego, could you be faced with either a potential or actual conflict of interest in regards to Dunn Carney, a law firm in which you're a partner? Answer, yes. Based on the information you provided, it appears that you may encounter conflicts of interest in regards to Dunn Carney Law Firm when participating in activities related to the proposed Metro Transit Council.
That's a potential conflict. So the question, Councilor Keogh, is do you have any information to suggest that my firm will stand to make money if the deal goes through?
Well, the second question I have here is,
please
it
answer
says
the
that
question.
you indicated that United Streetcar is one of two American companies that manufacture streetcars. What's the second company?
Siemens.
Well,
But they aren't eligible under the Buy America Act.
But that's not the question. The
Yes, it
question,
is the question.
the question that I've asked. and
Sorry,
I've-
Mr. Mayor, this is, in my opinion, this is rife with conflict, and that's why I've raised it. Now, you corrected some things at the council meeting, okay? So you did correct some things, and I asked you to, essentially, when I raised this. But I still feel like there are ethics conflicts rife here. You can parse the language, you can use the fine line of the legal rules because you're an attorney, but I think what's important here is it's really the court of public opinion. What you're doing when you're voting on something, if you have a whole list of conflicts that you identify, like Oregon Iron Works, United Streetcar, Gurney Elam Block 30, South River Blocks, Union Pacific OTAC, and the entire public gasps when you list off that many conflicts, how am I to know, which one of those many entities are actually creating income for you and or for Dunn Carney? I think if it seems like there's a conflict, the best thing to do, or the most prudent thing to do, is recuse yourself.
I assume you have no facts to support your statement from 2 weeks ago, so thank you very much. Councilor Tierney, actually from 1 week ago.
Well, I want to thank Councilor Keogh for his remarks and his recognition of some inaccuracies. I did speak to Councilor Keogh by the phone, and when we met a week ago Monday and discussed this through. And there are some other issues associated with it that are equally troubling to me besides the facts, and we've talked about those. And one is that the comment was made in advance of reading the letters, and I think having a good understanding of the ethics law. And very fundamentally, it struck at my integrity, and to that I was deeply, deeply angered. In large part, and I speak for the mayor as well, is that in my case, a citizen brought the question to the Ethics Council and the Ethics Commission. In the mayor's case, he brought the issue to the Ethics Commission. In the interpretation of the state law, absent a court, they are the highest administrative body we have. They are the experts. And they opined in both our cases that those are potential conflicts of interest. And when those were both declared. And you mentioned the court of public opinion. And I think what you're doing is moving Jack Moore, but me in a way too, to the court of public opinion. And that's troubling. And I think that when we get official documentation that speaks to it, that we, if we expect to move forward, to expect to behave in a collegial way, to expect to have trust and respect amongst us individuals, that we have to be cautious about what we do and what we say.
But the public expects more out of us, I believe. I believe that they expect a higher level of integrity, and for this many conflicts, or potential conflicts, for someone to exempt themselves. I would also point out that during the vote, one of the companies that you failed to disclose as a conflict, which is a part of the law, is PGE. It was not listed. And I believe PGE is a Dunn Carney client. So is that an actual violation, Mr. Mayor, or is that a potential
If you
violation
can
now?
explain to me how PGE benefits, I'd be happy to understand that.
Well, that's not the
but
point. The point is that you're supposed to disclose a conflict.
I don't see that as a conflict, Mike. But the more important thing, Mike, is that you on television and on TV said that my firm would financially benefit, and you have no evidence, no facts to support that incorrect and false statement. That's the most important thing to me tonight. And you have brought nothing forward, no evidence to support that statement. Counselor Moncrief.
If the Oregon Ethics Commission ruled that there was.
They didn't. It was a staff opinion.
No problem with the mayor
Yep.
and Counselor Tierney voting, then I'm comfortable with the Oregon Ethics Commission over the Court of Public Opinion. And the mayor did read the Ethics Commission's finding letter 1 week in advance of the vote. And I don't believe that, I believe.
No, he didn't.
No.
At the public testimony.
Not the one,
I read what David gave me. the information.
And
We were furnished this after the vote.
we got the letter after the vote, Sally. That's not what he read.
I read David's statement, but
declaration.
the interesting thing is, I've made the same declaration of conflict of interest for the last 2 years because I'm a partner in a law firm, and like other lawyers who are elected officials throughout the state of Oregon, they have these issues that come up in terms of potential conflict of interest. And I will note, Mike, that on the 19th, I said I had 2 conflicts of interest. One was with the water treatment plant, and the other was with the streetcar. I said, if you're going to be consistent and intellectually honest, you would ask me to recuse myself.
Jack, this isn't a session to
Hold on.
discipline me on being
Hold on.
honest or which.
If you've been,
This is a situation-
if you've been
No,
intellectually honest.
I
you
don't
would have
accept
said-
that, Jack. The issue here is streetcar.
You know,
And had I
No,
been in
the-
the same
the-
position,
is-
I would have recused myself.
okay, so the issue is streetcar, then it is a political.
No,
is-
the issue is your ethics conflicts here, and had I been in the same position, I would have recused myself.
Had a potential conflict with the
Seriously,
streetcar.
Mr. Mayor, to list off that many
One
conflicts?
at a time,
I
one at a
just-
time.
I had it, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was able to, I had to declare a potential conflict of interest with respect to the LPA recommendation. I had to declare a potential conflict of interest with the issuing of a contract for the water treatment facility plant. Is that correct?
Well, since you're missing the PGE conflict, do you go down to the ethics board now and report that?
Is that correct? That I had 2 potential conflicts of interest?
Jack, you're an attorney. I'm not an attorney. I'm not here to be cross-examined.
I made my
okay?
point. Thank you. You answered my question, Mike.
No, I don't think I did.
Counselor Olson.
It's not a court of law, and he's not being cross-examined, and he doesn't have to answer any of your questions if he doesn't want to. So, it wasn't an ethics commission ruling, it was a staff opinion that states it is just a staff opinion, not necessarily what the board would rule, just to clarify that. And, you know, you're questioning Mike about something he said that you think he needs to prove. We all say things to the media, to each other, to the citizens. You've sat up here and said, well, this whole thing was driven by a well-heeled lobbyist from Dunthorpe. That's not true either. Show me your facts. Show me your facts. Prove it.
I've never said that.
Yes, you have.
Anyway, that's not the issue. Counselor
Well,
Moncrief?
but it's the same thing,
Okay,
Jack.
okay.
We don't call each other on everything we say that's maybe exaggerated or pushing the point a little bit. We all do that. Maybe not Sally as much as the rest of us, but.
Okay,
You know?
I made my point.
No, you didn't.
Anything else to come before the council? We're adjourned.
Oh,